Considering geese? Here's why the Dewlap Toulouse makes the best breed of goose for your garden or smallholding. Introducing Chester and Lucy. These two are my main breeding pair here on the farm. I've had them for about 2 or 3 years now, and they really do add such a charm. There's something very oldie-worldy about them, and unfortunately these days, especially in the UK, they are just really, really hard to come by, particularly if you're looking for quality exhibition stock. They do make very, very heavy birds, and as you can see Lucy move, it's very slow and stately. It's worth noting that they may not be as long-lived as some lighter breeds, with the ganders being able to reach up to 14 kilos. I prefer to keep my birds slightly leaner just for their own health. They do prefer to have food and water in an easily accessible area, with plenty of flat land so they have no difficulties managing their weight and caring for their joints. Just like all domestic geese, you don't need a pond to keep them, but deep water is a necessity to aid in mating during the breeding season, and they also need to be able to submerge their heads and necks year-round. Anyways, although a little bit on the morbid side, here's a fun fact as to how the breed came to be. Before people started noticing them for their beauty and magnificence in the show ring, they were originally bred to develop fat more quickly than other breeds. A very, very cruel practice, and thankfully outlawed in most places. Now, as far as geese go, if you're looking for quieter birds, then this is your breed. They're generally just too heavy and lazy to care about honking. Breeding season, however, the gander's sole purpose is just to protect his wife. But for the most part, they're just a little bit odd. I think you can all guess what Chester's actually trying to do here. Purely mood dependent, I think he just thinks I'm his second girlfriend. Don't get me wrong, I'd much rather that than be attacked by Muffin. While we're on the topic of breeding, they are notoriously difficult to breed due to their heavy weight. Most of their eggs end up not even being fertilised. So having the right setup for them so that they can mate successfully is everything, though you can only really expect success after they reach about 2 or 3 years old. And that's for the exhibition line. But a kiddie pool like this makes a good start. You'll know when breeding season is over because the gander will start to be less hissy and awkward, and they should both start molting. They definitely don't look their best. You can help support the process by upping the protein with going back to grower's pellet. Here's another cheeky video of Chester thinking he runs the world. So if you can't cope with hissing, then geese are not for you. You can usually keep them really, really easily with other poultry, going back to the fact that they are just so heavy and are more interested in relaxing, taking life easy, and above all, eating. They will eat a lot of food. There they are with Betty, look, not a care in the world. But it's very important that, especially through spring and summer, they always have access to fresh grass. Here's an example of the really expensive showbirds and a comparison in size to your typical farmyard goose. The thing to note about them, they're actually really, really, really cuddly, as you can see here. If you raise them by hand and you can actually get a hold of them, you find yourself in need of a cuddle. Look no further. A squishy chest says it all. When they're mature, you can also tell the difference between the sexes by their calls. Within the breed, the female will have a more piercing 3-syllable call, whereas the males may only call out 1 or 2 notes in a deeper pitch. If you're looking for a majestic, cuddly, quiet lawnmower and the cutest, fuzziest, most interactive little goslings, these are different ages, and I couldn't recommend this breed more.